There he is. The hell are you doing over here? Oh, Link. It would seem I misunderstood Hylians before. You don't have any fins or gills, yet you still managed to fight the divine beast. Stop it, too. I should have expected as much from Lady Mipha's beloved. Well done. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive an incompetent fool such as me. See, like, he's a side character, but he had such a great character development arc. What a fucking great... Okay, so now that I've talked to all of them, now I'm going to tell you why Zora is far and away the best storyline of all four of the champions in the entire game. And the reason is, let's just take the two, like, extremes. Let's compare Zora with Meadow, or, with Rito. Va Meadow with Va Ruta. First of all, champion-wise, Revali's kind of a cocky asshole. And he's supposed to be. That doesn't make him, like, a hateable character. But it doesn't make him... Ooh, silent shrooms. It doesn't make him as endearing as Mipha herself is. Which isn't necessarily the makings of a weak story. But they cheat you at the end, and they don't give you the resolution where he finally comes to terms with the fact that Link is, like, actually a great hero and a champion, and blah, blah, blah. He just, like, he takes it away at the very end by saying, well, I guess I underestimated just how lucky you really are. It's like, really, asshole? He's not a bad character. I just wish they'd written his ending better. Hell, what do I have to do with this? I have to do something from above it, and, like, do I fall down on it? I'll try it. And then there's the Rito themselves. You meet with the Elder. That's it. He tells you about Teba. You talk to his wife, if you want to. And you go out to where he is after you see the cutscene with Revali. Actually, I think you do have to talk to his wife to see that cutscene. Which probably makes him spawn. So, okay. You have to watch the cutscene after you talk to his wife. Great. You talk to his wife. Ooh. Hey, some more sneaky river snails. Then what? You go to the flight range. You shoot, like, the easiest targets in the whole game. And then, after that, you try and guess what the hell we do here. After that, you just fly up to Va Meadow on Teba's back. You blow up the 4 points, which is fine. Music's great. The cinematography of it is great. And then Teba says he's hurt and he flies away. And then you go in and you fight Meadow. You go through Meadow, you fight Windblight, and then you save Revali, who then at the end cheats the resolution by not admitting that he has any shred of respect for Link. He does, clearly, but like he doesn't say it, so it feels cheapened. And then you go back to town, and you can talk to the Elder and get a bow, and he says thanks, even though you're just a descendant of the real hero. You never have to meet Teba again. Like, there's no resolution with him the way there is with Sidon and Muzu and Dorphin. You never see him again. He doesn't even have, like, a good, compelling storyline. He's just kind of there. And then, like, you just saw this, which is just fantastic. Like, the whole city's in danger. The king, the advisor, the prince, they all have, like, a huge play in the story. You go up to this mountaintop and fight a fucking Lionel if you don't have enough shock arrows. You don't even have to fight him. You can dodge around him. And then you come down, you fight Va Ruta, you go inside, and you have this whole, like, sad but, like, bittersweet resolution with the champion Mipha. And then at the end, they're all super grateful, and the town loves you, and there's this whole, like, changing of personalities and, like, character arcs that have kind of, like, transformed. And what am I doing? I saw the glowstone, and I got distracted. I'm going to jump into here first. I meant luminous stone. Glowstone is Minecraft. But, like, they couldn't be more night and day how much care is put into, Is that not what I was supposed to do? Guess not. Okay. They couldn't be more night and day, the care that was put into Zora and kind of, like, the half-assedness that was put into Rito. Goron, too, is pretty half-assed. Goron is, like, third from the bottom on that list. The only reason Gerudo is... Well... I should say, the reason Gerudo is second is because you still get that resolution. You get a nice resolution with Urbosa and with God, what was her name? Riju. Because you do meet her again at the end, and she thanks you for everything, and she plays a big part in helping you get onto Von Aberus. And while she doesn't really have much of a character change. She was already, like, on your side to begin with. So it kind of makes sense that she wouldn't. Sorry, Mipha, I'm using your saber to, or your spear to break rocks. Yeah, these are gonna fly into the water. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Whatever. That's okay. So like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm actually no. I'm sure it's not. I feel like every single storyline should have had the same care put into it as this one did. Like, this one's so great. Now, you do have the Yiga hideout thing with Gerudo, which is nice. But my problem with that has always been the Yiga aren't intimidating or scary. The leader's a fucking joke. Which I get is, like, Zelda's always been a little campy and a little funny. I wish, like, the rival clan to the Sheikah, which have, like, never been a thing before, I wish they were more imposing. And I wish the boss fight was actually a boss fight instead of, like, just a joke. Ooh, is that a fucking silver shield? That's awesome. Too bad it's weaker than everything I have. It really looks nice. A Zora sword. Cool. So as a result, like, the side quest part of the main Von Oberus quest, the Yiga hideout, feels a little less, like, powerful. The way, like, you go up to that cliff and you either dodge around a giant frightening Lionel or you just fight it and kill it. Because Koga is so, like, so much of a joke, to a point that even his boss fight isn't even intimidating in the slightest. Like, he doesn't have any attacks that are that scary. That part feels a little weaker. The Von Oberus fight is actually great. All the beast fights are good, with potentially the exception of Rudania, which I'm personally not wild about, because I feel like it's fairly, I don't know, fucking, like, escort quests aren't my favorite thing in the world. It is pretty easy, though, so, I mean, I'm not complaining that much. I just wish it was a little different. But then the same thing, like, with Goron, what's-his-face, the descendant, whose name escapes me, it was like, it was a Y. Can't remember it. But he barely has any character at all. He's just like a scaredy cat the whole time. And he never has a resolution where he becomes not that. Like, I wish there was a little bit where he had to, like, come into his own and save Link, for example. I feel like all of the new champions, with the exception... that's not true. I feel like Goron and Rito, like, the new generation of champions, could have had a lot more done with them. What the fuck am I looking... Oh, it's Eldon over there. Okay. Is my sensor on? It is not. Cool. Okay, now it is. But, like, there's clearly, like, a new generation of heroes that help Link. Like, Teba is the successor of Rivali. Sidon is the successor of his sister Mipha. Riju is the successor of Urbosa. And, Yunobu. Isn't that his name? Yunobu. He's the successor of Daruk. And you don't really see that at all in Yunobu or Teba, but you do see that in Sidon and Riju. Hello, Shrine. So to me, I feel like I would rather have seen the two weaker stories be propped up more with, like, better than a target test or, like, fucking, what do you do with Yunobu? His side quest is, like, saving him from the dungeon, but you never get a resolution from that. All you do is save him from, like, the hole he's trapped in, and he's, like, a whiny scaredy cat the whole time. And then as you lead him up the mountain, he's a whiny scaredy cat the whole time. And then, like, you get to the ending of the story, and he's a whiny scaredy cat the whole time. which is still more than Teba because he didn't even have a fucking character to begin with. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like looking for shit. There was a gigantic Korok thing near Zora Domain. I can go do that, I guess. I'm just looking for shrines from up here, sort of. Anyway, I kind of went off on a tangent there. I feel like all the other storylines are weaker than Zora, and Zora... It's a shame, because Zora is clearly the first one you're supposed to do, so you go from, like, the best part of the story in the game for the Divine Beasts, and it just gets weaker and weaker as you go down that list. I'm gonna go get that shrine, whatever, I see it. Which is disappointing to me. Oh, I know where I am. I know exactly where I am. I'm over Akkala, or like the path that led to it. Because initially, so here's the order that I played through this game the first time I ever played it. I went to Zora first, and then Meadow second. So it was like the juxtaposing of strongest storyline to far and away the weakest. Yeah, I'm well aware, game. Thank you. I'm looking right at it. Then Gerudo third, which was stronger again, and then this one, Eldin, Goron fourth, which was pretty weak again. So we kind of made an X across the map, which is fine, except I kind of wish that Zora was the last one for how good it is, or that the others were better, you know? How could you make Rito better? Well, you introduced Teba earlier. You see his failed attempt. Maybe when you get to town, you see his failed attempt against Va Meadow and the other Rito that went with him. And then, like, he takes off to the flight range. The one that went up with him, he comes back injured, and he tells you what happened, and then tells you to go see the Elder if you're looking for an explanation on what's going on. Then you go see the Elder. Then you go down to the flight range. Then you do, like, something better than a fucking target test with Teba. Then the rest can be the same. You don't cheat me on Rivali's character development, and you actually, like, give to me that he respects Link now, or that he's learned to. Is it really this easy? And then at the end, you have a resolution with, like, the other Rito. The guy that went up and... That was really it? Okay. There's a small key. Which I guess I'll get. Oh, I destroyed the chest, but I got the opal out of it. Cool. It was an opal, though. It wasn't a... It wasn't a key like I was hoping. Oh. So I don't know. That's just... Really? That's just, like, my thought and opinion on how you could make... how you could make Rito a little more compelling a story. Oh, I guess I have to go over the top. You want to see something funny? No matter how high you ever drop it from, it'll always land... Yo, it didn't. I thought it always landed, like, point side down. Never mind. Oh, well. So that's a way you can make Rito better. The only complaint I've ever had about Gerudo is that the, ooh, nice. The fucking Yiga suck. They suck as villain characters. They need to be more ominous and imposing, and that would make me happy. Ooh. A long throw stone smasher. See, now I'm staring down the option of that thing is far better than Mipha's Trident. And, am I really going to leave her Trident just laying here in the shrine? And the answer is yes. Because I already saved her life, and I doubt the character would ever give a shit about the weapon, but also because it's a video game, and I don't want a shitty weapon. Stone Smashers are unbelievably useful against Talus as well. How about Goron? How could you make Goron better? I like the idea of having Yunobu have to become, like, come into his own and save Link from something. Like, maybe Rudania attacks while they're on the mountain scaling it. Maybe he fights back at a point and Link's gonna get, like, just fucking ruined by something. So he jumps in front and shields and, like, shields the fireball away. And that's, like, his big pivotal coming of age moment, you know? Even just something small like that. But I also think, like, just inherently I don't enjoy the escort quest so much. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it didn't land with me quite so hard. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand on that. You know what? We're gonna go find the rest of the Phantom Ganon armor now that I can climb fucking that's Spring of Courage. Now that I can climb waterfalls. But yeah, there's just some thoughts on the characters. I don't know. I feel like it was a real wasted opportunity to not do DLC where you get to play 100 years ago. Like, I want to maybe just like the quest of like rounding up the heroes or the champions and then like going to the springs with Zelda and then like the final, like the Guardians running over fucking everything. Like, I want to play that instead of just seeing it. Like, that would be such sick DLC. And I feel like it's kind of a waste that it'll never happen. Especially because, while I do agree that this is a better game world to play in without, like, all the scripted story stuff being forced down your throat like it would have been had you done the 100 Years Ago story, I also think that it's so compelling to, like, see how things started that I wish I could play it and, like, see all of that from, like, a gameplay perspective, too. Alright, well, now I'm up here. And I fucking hate this quest. So let's see what we can do. Now, to be fair, I haven't played the Champion's Ballad yet, which I'm going to play at the end of this playthrough after we kill Ganon. I don't know if I'm on 100% it. I don't know if I'm going for all 120 shrines. But, really? But I will do the Champion's Ballad at the end, which will be totally blind, and we'll see what we can do from there. What was the fucking hint now? Alright, soapbox, done.